started?
I had. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay.
Okay. So let me know when you can hear me.
Okay.
You heard me?
Uh, I heard you.
Okay. Great. Great. Okay. So hello everyone. Back again to do some more gouache. And this time I'm going to carry off over a little exercise I did in my gouache class this morning. And that is that I went ahead and did just a limited palette. I just used 3 colors. I used black, ivory black, burnt sienna, and white. And this is the same palette that I used for the class. And I'm just going to continue to use this palette because we weren't ready to go into color yet. So I just started working on gouache paintings in black and white. And what I did was I introduced one color. So next week when I go into my class, I'm going to introduce a Zorn palette, which is ivory black, uh, a red, could be a cadmium red or vermilion, and yellow ochre and white. So I'll do that, the 4 color palette. But that's next week in my gouache class, and I'll probably carry that over too. So this would be a quick demo, and what I want to do is to keep things simple. Let me shine a little bit more light over here. Okay, so the shadows are not overwhelming. I want to keep things simple. And the phone rings. And so I'm just going to block in the shapes. So, and again, this is our reference that we're going to be using, and the main reason for this, this live stream is just to have time to draw together, to share, and so I hope that you're grabbing a sketch pad and maybe drawing, or some brushes and some paints, and maybe just painting along. So we're just gonna all just paint along from the same reference. That's the crux of it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, Karen is here.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, so.
I was wondering when you were going to introduce me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm teasing. I'm just
I'm
teasing.
sorry.
I'm teasing.
So let me get the tilt of this head. And so. So if anybody's out there, by all means, chime in. Let us know you're there. We can only know. I mean, we know people are watching because when we do these live streams, so more people watch than actually say anything. Which I'm glad you're here. It gets kind of lonely doing this though, not knowing that anybody's out there. At least while we're doing the live stream. But I appreciate the people who do come watch, people who do come who draw, and the people who do leave comments and all sorts of interesting questions. We appreciate, especially our little band of regulars.
Yes.
So, had a great gouache class this morning. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, a lot of participation.
Yep. What I like is a lot of questions.
Oh, okay.
And they have a lot of things to ask. And, to me, it indicates that they are into what they're learning.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
What's that?
No. Nothing. Okay, we have Claudine Stone with us.
Okay.
Claudine, hi Claudine. She says, hi, what pencil do you start with to sketch?
Oh, this is just, it's a mechanical pencil, but it's not one of those small leads. This is, it's like I had a Stadler. This over here. These are the leads that come in it. They come in whatever, like 4B, 2B, 6B, HB. I just buy them by the dozen, right? And then I buy this pencil holder and just put it in here. Right. And it's there's nothing really particular about it. It's just it's convenient because I don't have to worry about the wood sharpening it. I don't need so sharp of a point when I draw. This works out fine. I can use a blunt point because I'm not drawing, especially when I'm just sketching this out for to paint over. I just need something that's going to make a mark. I don't need to be really specific because I'm being very general. I'm trying to figure out where the neck actually starts. It's somewhere back up here. It's more accurate. So this comes here, and the neck ends right there. Just trying to get my measurements. trying to find the shapes, get them right, and then define the lights and darks.
You're doing gouache today, right?
Yes, I'm doing gouache. And, okay, so let me go ahead and start to fill this in. Like I said, I'm just using three colors. I'm using the ivory black, burnt sienna, and white, and titanium white. And so I'm limiting myself to those three. And the first thing I'm going to do is just stain the paper. my aim here is just to be very broad in the lights and the darks and not worry about details. Just kind of find the big shapes first and then come back in and play around with it. So I'm using a lot of water, more water than paint.
What does that do?
It just helps me build it up slowly.
Oh, okay.
Rather than to do it all at once. Try, I'm just going on just a continuation of what I did in the my gouache class this morning. Where we just basically worked on something similar. So a lot of it is similar to the way I would do a watercolor. Only thing is that eventually the paint is going to build up and I'm going to be able to paint over things and also have enough paint on here to push stuff around. But in the beginning stages, it's all building up towards that. I think the number one thing I'm concerned about when I'm starting this is painting the shadow shapes, painting the shapes of things and not trying to paint detail. Keep repeating a certain phrase, and I'm not sure if I made that phrase up or I got it from somewhere. But the whole idea is before I paint a thing, before a thing is a thing, it's a shape. So I'm trying to see the nose and everything as a shape before I think of it as a nose.
Okay.
okay?
Yeah. I was just looking at something.
So I'm going to try and paint a lot of these shapes and see if I can get away with it. It can explain itself just as a shape. Like I'm going to see how much of the ear do I need to describe that as an ear, or even if I need the ear at all. That is there enough information there to explain the shape? And some people would just view it and say, "Oh, that's without even really thinking about it. That's where her ear is." Don't know if I explained that very well, but
Okay, well, we have a newcomer. I think it's pronounced Despoliticizo. Politicizo?
okay.
Despoliticizo. He said, hello, Father.
Oh, okay. I promise you, it is nobody. It's not a surprise, Karen.
That's not a surprise?
No. Father? I have only two kids with you.
Okay. Okay. We calling yourself an old man now?
No.
Uh-huh.
What was that episode? We saw an episode of All in the Family where this woman left a baby on the doorstep and asked for Michael Stivic.
Oh, okay.
And then it just everybody was assuming, oh, he must be the father of the baby. Oh, the whole idea of somebody says, hello, Father. I'm like, huh? Okay. I'm going to have to go back into that.
Okay, well, he says like. I think he's liking.
The painting?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Like this video.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here to watch it.
Yeah.
Does that come across?
Yeah. Yeah, it sure did.
That's our son making noises playing video games. So if you hear any noise in the background, that's the joy of, what do you think he's playing? Huh?
I'm sorry, you
I
asking
said,
me something?
yeah. I said, what do you think he's playing?
Oh, I don't know. Something like Sonic or Mario. You know, he likes those older games.
Well, those are still being played today, though.
Oh, really? They are?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Because they're coming out with new ones all the time.
Okay. So, and young children play those games, right? That's
Yeah, mostly young children.
Yeah.
We have a few older adults who are into those
Who
things.
are in, yeah.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
But he hasn't gravitated to the more mature
Right.
games, even though he's 20.
Yeah. He still loves those games. He's yeah. Which is not terrible. I don't think
I'm
that's
good
terrible.
with it.
Mhm.
I'm good with it.
Mhm.
So I'm starting to. Eventually, even when you start out with paint that's diluted with a lot of water, it eventually becomes thick, and so it's starting to build up. So, incidentally, on my YouTube channel, I have a weekly video that I post called Gouache 101, and I post every Thursday. So far, I've done 2 episodes, and I need to record the next one. But I upload them every Thursday, and it's basically on gouache. I mean, on my other regular videos, and even here on the live stream, I've been using gouache a lot because it's convenient. Because I have a gouache class before I start painting here in the morning, where I teach gouache at the Pen Art School. And so afterwards, when I'm done, about 2 hours later, I'm here on the live stream. So I just kind of continue with what I'm doing. But I might switch up, do digital, do other stuff, just kind of as the mood hits me. Because, sometimes I just want to change.
Mm. But the class on from Pen Studio focuses generally on gouache, right?
It is a gouache class.
It's a gouache. Okay, I thought so. Okay, so you're talking about just changing up here on the live stream.
Sometimes on the live stream I might change up, or just as the mood strikes me.
No, I just wanted to be clear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Maritza says hello to all.
Hey, Maritza.
Okay. And she has a question for the audience. Is it my laptop or is the streaming volume low?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm listening to it as we're going, and to me it seems clear.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems that the volume is at a good place, but I'm not sure. If anybody else could
Yes.
answer Maritza's question, we would love your answer. I'm hearing it really well.
Yeah, let me know if you have problems
Yeah.
hearing the stream, because then we want to fix that.
Right, right. So chime in. I chime in, Maritza. I'm hearing it well, but others chime in and tell us. Is the volume low?
Yeah, because Karen is on a laptop with earphones on,
Right.
so she's listening to it on on
And
the laptop.
and yes. Okay. Okay. Claudine says the volume is a bit low for her, and she has it turned up on the highest level.
Okay, well, let me see.
Okay, so we're gonna focus on that right now.
Okay.
Okay,
Does it sound louder now?
Okay, say that again.
I said, does it sound louder now?
It sounds great.
Okay. So let me know out there if it sounds a bit better. I put up the volume in the software that I use, which is what is it? OBS Studio.
Well, you know what? I do admit that. Oh, okay. Claudine says, yeah.
Okay, good.
So, yeah.
So that did the trick.
Okay.
Hopefully,
We gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes you do when you talk so low. I know my voice carry. I don't know what that says about us. My voice carries, but you kind of talk kind of low sometimes. So, yeah.
I'm a mellow kind of guy.
You're mellow. That's what you call it.
Yeah, I'm mellow.
Okay, Maritza says thanks.
You are more than welcome.
Yeah.
Because we're glad you're here.
Yep. How's university? How's it treating you, Maritza?
Okay.
Okay. And I noticed with the paints, you have it on top of a paper towel that was wet. Is that so that it could keep moist, or
Yeah.
is that okay?
That's so the paint won't dry so fast. And
Okay.
because I've been using this from this morning, I squeezed these paints out and they're still not dry yet because I had them on this paper towel
Okay.
that are wet.
Okay. So, yeah, I was asking Maritza about university, and she says I'm on academic overload, as usual. Okay.
Well, I remember what that feels like.
Oh, really? Having a full load?
Yeah.
Yeah. classes. In I know Maritza's outside of the U.S. In the U.S., a full-time student is 12 credits. I don't know if other places do the same thing. What's full-time for them? Yeah, in the United States, it's 12 credits. 12 credits or more. Yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I never got a chance to put up the last week's finished painting. I still have to do that.
Is that the older woman
Yes.
with the scarf on her head?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So. Actually, when you limit the palette, and you don't have to worry about the color so much, it's actually kind of fun. You're almost like more concerned with the drawing and the values. But because I did add one color, the brown, the burnt sienna, I could concern myself with also with warm and cool. So I can go back and forth with that. Like the more I lean on the black, because ivory black is a cool black, it's a bluish black, the more cool an area becomes. And the more I introduce the burnt sienna, of course, the warmer it becomes. So I can keep going back and forwards with that. As well as with the values.
Yeah.
I need to talk louder, I'm told.
Yeah.
part of it is because you know what, as I'm talking, I'm also thinking, thinking about what I'm saying. You know, it is almost because there's nobody in front of you. It's almost like having a dialogue with yourself. You know, just a monologue.
Um, okay, well, we have someone here. Module head, independent creative.
Okay, sounds like a good name.
It sounds like a title. Says painting is always. I think you meant talking to yourself. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, yeah. It's when you're at a lonely place.
Oh, painting, really?
Yeah, most of the time you're doing things on your own, and you're you know, the thoughts you have when you're painting are solving the problems in front of you. So your thoughts are you know, even when you're talking, you know, you're thinking about yeah, like I could be talking to you, but my mind is here, you know.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. Well, Maritza uh, responds, and she says in Colombia it is different how they count credits. Remember we were talking about
Yes,
before what's a full-time load?
yes,
Yeah, in the United States it's 12 credits. You know, that's full-time.
right,
Usually that's usually a class carry 3 credits unless you have like a science course, which is a 3 credit class plus the lab,
right.
which is 1 credit. So it's 4 credits altogether. Yeah, but usually 12 credits is 4 classes. And
So how do they do it in Colombia?
okay, well, she says a bachelor's degree is 5 years. This semester I have 4 courses. I'm always short of time. It's a lot of work. She says sorry for replying late. She's trying to paint with Gil. Well, Maritza, let me
Whoa.
not interrupt you then. Yeah. But
Cool.
thank you for that information. You know. And yeah, even in the United States, really, they take it as you would graduate in 4 years. You know, you could do your bachelor's in 4 years, but it's a little more if you take just 12 credits. You would have to take 15 credits per semester in order to graduate in 4 years. You know, in the United States. Yeah. Okay, we have someone called Easer. So good. That's the comment. So
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Mm. Yeah.
out what he's doing.
Uh-huh.
You can hear all of that on
Yeah, yeah.
the rustling of the aluminum foil,
Say that again?
the rustling of the aluminum foil and everything.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's about to put something in the oven.
Okay, our son is being a chef right now.
Uh-huh. This is our youngest son. The oldest is already a chef. he cooks a lot. Well, he cooks. I would say average. He was following a special diet at one point, the keto diet, and he would cook for himself. Mm-hmm. I noticed that you had you talked about her ear, you know, earlier, and you focused on the ear. So,
Yeah, well, I focused on the areas around the ear, like painting the hair, and then the ear would come out as, you know, I'm painting the stuff around it.
okay.
Yeah. So Maritza, when you finish, I hope you post it. And I don't know if you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook, but either one you can hashtag me so I can see what you did.
Okay. So you're asking her to hashtag you.
Yeah. Or what is it they do? They tag, yeah. Like if you're on Facebook or on Instagram, you can tag someone. And,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
what's that?
No, I'm looking at your work and it looks really good.
Oh, thank you. Now I'm doing more drawing with the brush. Just kind of correcting the drawing as I go along.
Oh, okay.
What are you saying okay to?
You know what? I was just thinking. What did you say that color was again? The one in the middle?
Burnt sienna.
Huh?
Burnt sienna.
Okay, burnt sienna. Yeah, I just noticed that a touch of it is on her face.
You mean here?
Yeah, or towards her right cheek, you know, and downward. Yeah. I just like the way you do the shading on the portraits you do,
Mm.
you know. Yeah.
So remember that on Thursdays, I have on my channel that I do upload uh, episodes on gouache one. I have a gouache 101, and so far I've done 2 episodes, and next Thursday would be the third one. but just kind of an introductory to gouache. Class, not a class, but just some videos on the basics, and as I go on, it'll get complicated. But I want to start with what's simple, and for anyone who's not really all that familiar with gouache, to have an opportunity to learn it, And so the first video is just a general demonstration. Then the second video I went over materials, papers, and so forth. And then I'll go over this Thursday. I'll go over some techniques, as far as learning how to use the paint. Just like I said, starting off with something very basic and letting it build up, so that we can grow in our understanding of it. And it's every Thursday.
Yeah, that should be a great help to those that are maybe not familiar with gouache, to kind of learn it, from a beginner's perspective, And like you said, it's not just for beginners.
No,
right?
this is for beginners.
Oh, okay.
This I specifically made for beginners.
For beginners, okay.
Yeah.
That would be good. I know there are some people that are following you that are self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it would be a good help for them.
You were the other night. You were watching. What's that you were watching? Sound of Music.
Oh yeah.
I can't get the songs out of my head now. They're like stuck in my head. They climb every mountain and. It's in my doggone head.
Every dream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do really like the Sound of Music.
I know.
But you know what? That's the first time I saw that version.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't familiar with the actors.
Right.
I'm not talking about the 1965 classic.
This is the
with
PBS.
Julie,
right.
Yeah, with Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer. I'm familiar with that. But you said PBS. This was PBS, right? PBS.
Yeah. So I can't get those doggone songs out of my head now.
Yeah. Well, Claudine chimes in. Claudine said they actually didn't teach gouache in my college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did they teach gouache
No, they
where
didn't.
you were at?
No, they didn't teach gouache in my college either. I kind of had to learn it on my own.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it was self-taught for you?
Almost,
Oh,
because
okay.
what happened was that how I started with gouache was simply that there was when I was a kid, there was this book that came out. I was into comic books, and there were 4 artists who got together. They were all comic book artists, And what they did was they formed a studio, and they did a book called The Studio, and it was uh, Barry Smith. What else? It was Bernie Wrightson and Jeff Jones and Michael Kaluta. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. They all did that studio book, and then in that book, I was not in high school yet when that book came out. I think I wasn't in high school, and in that book there were some tubes of paint that that I noticed in the book, and it was called, and they were gouache. So I said, oh, I wanted to paint and draw like these guys. So I went and I to a nearby art supply store, and I got some tubes of gouache, and I just started painting with it, you know.
Oh.
So
Okay.
that was my first thing with gouache. Then when I went to the High School of Art and Design, there was a teacher there who painted in gouache.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I got to, even though at that time I wasn't painting in gouache, I was painting in oils and I was painting in watercolor, but I took an interest to what he was doing, and he didn't teach me gouache. I just watched him as he paint.
Uh-huh. This is
Uh,
not greeny, is it?
no, Greeny did. My teacher, the main person I learned from was Erwin Greenberg, and he worked in watercolor and oils, and so that's what I basically did. But gouache was, had the opaque properties, and I can use it in a similar way to oils. So I was very interested in it. Plus, those, that book that I had purchased many years ago, or not too long ago from there actually, was still fresh on my mind.
Mm. Okay.
I still like those artists, and I still do to this day,
Uh-huh.
you know. So I gravitated towards mediums. I just wanted to try different things. So I did a whole lot. I mean, from high school to college, I did, worked in watercolors, oils, pastels. Uh, um, what else? Uh, I did printmaking, where I did lithography, and I did etchings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just, I like trying out a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I kept up the gouache because I liked gouache.
Okay.
So, and gouache was a very convenient medium to use because I can pack it up and take it with me and paint outdoors, which I did a lot of back then too.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
gouache was good for that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Do you remember the subway scene that you painted? I
mhm.
think outside of the subway station, you had painted a lot of the people that were waiting outside in the area. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh, well, there was two paintings similar. They were similar to that. Yeah, there were two paintings like that.
Uh-huh. Was that gouache?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, that wasn't gouache.
Okay.
You're talking about it was black and white, right?
No, it was color. It was a color.
Okay, no, the other ones were there were two other ones. One was oil, and
Uh-huh.
the other one was watercolor.
Okay. Okay. Well, Claudine says, I learned the most by watching, which is why I'm here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned a lot. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I learned a lot of new things on YouTube.
Oh, really? Yeah?
Yeah, by watching. You can learn a lot by watching.
Okay.
You can learn a lot by watching. So, gosh, I've been on YouTube, and when I really didn't know what I was doing on YouTube, I've been on here since 2013, and also watching a lot of different videos. Different people who are here. I mean, it's just a good resource. I can learn just about anything. and you know, sometimes there are things that you want to, you know, like when it comes to learning about the software I use. You know, I can just look for a YouTube video,
Right.
and it's a good resource. You know.
Okay.
You know. Are you humming the
Yeah, you have me going now. I wasn't even thinking about that film, and I was thinking about the uh, first song where uh, how do you something like Maria?
Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I think the very first song on the film is when Julie Andrews sing "The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music."
Oh, is that the very first song?
Yeah, that's the first song. She's actually on the on the hills singing about it. Yeah. Mhm. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Oh, and, I'm killing everybody with my singing. They'll be like, no, please don't.
Okay. Well, this was a lot of fun. It was relaxing.
Right.
What's that?
No, you doing the background kind of makes the picture pop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the purpose of it. Of why I started doing it. Just to bring it out more and then work on the edges too.
Okay. The white is where the light is reflected on her skin,
Yes.
right?
So that'll sink in and it'll dry lighter, more likely. I could add some water to make sure it's not too bright.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just okay, so I think I'm going to pack it up for today. Just leave it right here. I might touch this up a little bit later. I'll take a look at it, afterwards. And then this one I will remember to post to the community page. Oops. Yeah, the neat part about working with this is that there was a time where art in the United States and everywhere in the world really, they couldn't print in color. So one of the first things that they did was when when they started introducing color, they couldn't print in full color, but they would print black and white and red. So it's pretty close to what I'm doing here. So you limit, it's kind of what they did, and a lot of the old illustrators did it this way. There was, and I'm talking about going back to Howard Pyle, even the early Norman Rockwell. You can see that some of his stuff was painted in black and white and red. Because there was no color reproduction back then. So they were limited to the colors that they could use. So it's interesting to study that history of print. That stuff that we take for granted now was not possible back then.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. I'm glad you guys joined us, and we're back here every Saturday to do a live stream where we'll be working from reference, and hopefully you guys can follow along and do your own thing and post it, wherever you like. And I'm just saying, if you post it, hashtag me so that I can take a look at, what's being done. It's nice to know that this live stream kind of, does some good in terms of just inspire people to create, and also, if you enjoyed it, please go ahead and hit a like on the video. That just makes it easier for it to go around and other people view it on YouTube. And if you want to contribute, there's the on the left hand top corner, you see the buy me a cup of coffee, or you can go ahead and contribute by super chat or something like that. Anything is helpful, and we appreciate it. So, but beyond that, we want to thank you for spending this time with us.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So up until next week. Okay. All right. See you then.